Miami Beach. We do not talk to people. Like if you told me you had a 2-day vacation coming up, I'll say, have a nice vacation. Why don't I say, have a nice life and be done with it? Have a nice vacation. How stupid can you be? All the words we use that come from into our head are notions of right and wrong. There's some guy with a white collar that I pronounce you man and wife. Who the hell is he? I hope you feel the same way when I get through. All the things that you've been brought up to believe are strictly BS. Bad science or bullshit, depending on the language you use. Now, all that bullshit means is I can't accept what you say. Like I said, bullshit. He's not talking about the shit of a bull. He's talking about the fact that he can't accept what you say. Maybe, I don't know you, maybe if you drop a pie that you bake, you might say 50 D. He might say shit. That means I'm sorry I got the pie. There's nothing to do with shit. There is no bad language. Except you've been told that certain words are bad, some are good. Who does that to you? You don't use a fork for tasting cherry juice. Use a fork for picking up meat. Use a fork any way you want to. When I went to the South Sea Islands, I was amazed at the natives. When they fell in love with a girl, they never used the word love. They stroked the whole girl from the top of the head, really like you. The whole girl. There were no fetishes. No breast men, hair men, tit men, leg men, ass men, all that's learned in this culture. That's where the guys had to get a load of that shit. In the South Pacific, they never did have to get a load of that shit. They looked at the eyes of the female, and they never collected nude pictures of women. Do you understand that? It's important that you understand, and I have to know, if there's anything I say that offends you, interrupt me right away. And ask me where do you get that information from. You will find out that anybody raised in Australia might say, how are you, mate? With that dialect. If he's raised in France, not two of us had the Eiffel Tower. His grade points, his facial expressions, everything is picked up by culture. Now, if you ask an Eskimo, say an Eskimo that never traveled or read any books, you can have anything you want. He cannot say, I want a twin-engine Beechcraft. He can't say that. That's outside of his experience. He can't ask for a stainless steel refrigerator or air conditioning or stainless steel. It's outside. You can only ask for things within what you've been exposed to. If you still don't understand that, then you have to go ask people today, what would you like in the future? Well, I'd like a secure job. I'd like to earn enough money to send my kids to college and maybe have a house in the country. That's not their choice. That's what they've been brought up to want. They don't want a job. A job is a pain in the ass. What do you want a job for? When you stand behind a counter in a department store, say, what can I do for you, man? She said, well, I'll take this silver and this hair lotion and this and that. You're not doing anything useful. You're not using your brain. We don't hire people to use their brain. You know how many people are standing in stores every day hoping somebody to come in and buy something? What a waste of life. For every Edison we found, imagine all the Edisons we never found. I don't say Edison was good either. He was a crook also. So listen to what I say. When I say the languages you use was designed hundreds of years ago, we need a new language that's not subject to interpretation. Whenever you read a book, if you read the Bible, somebody says, this is what Jesus meant. Somebody says, oh no, he meant that. The third person says, you vote for him. I'm a Lutheran. That's where you get a Lutheran, Seventh-day Adventist, a Catholic, because it's subject to interpretation. Do you understand that? Everything you say is subject to interpretation. I hope that what I'm saying will draw questions from you. It's not subject to interpretation. The language that scientists use to one another is not subject to interpretation.
Excuse me, don't scientists use like statistics usually to make their conclusions like...
I can't hear you, sir.
Those scientists usually rely on statistics to make a decision. These usually, statistical analysis, and then they draw conclusions from that. And then, as science evolves and as we make new science, we will then have better kinds of statistics or whatever, and then we'll apply those new technologies that we develop. So how do you develop a language that's not subject to interpretation of statistical interpretation?
Scientists today are commercially rewarded for being chemists or working for the drug companies or working for the aircraft companies. They're just as corrupt as anyone else. And scientists, they were scientists, they say, what makes war? Why are we going to war with Germany? What's the problem? What makes a man the way they are? They wouldn't stay in their field. Today they're chemists with scientific and chemistry. Then there's structural engineers that are scientific in structure, but they're not scientific in human relations. They know nothing about, or little about human behavior. So I'm saying there's no such thing as a scientist yet. Otherwise they'd be out here in the protests. Do you understand? I'm not talking about a world managed by scientists. I'm a world managed by scientific method. That means first you do a survey of Texas. How much arable land do you have? How much water do you have underground? After you do that survey, you can estimate how big a city can be built in that region. If it doesn't have the resources, it won't work. If you have a population far above 7 billion, there'll not be enough food to go around, and there's going to be territorial disputes. Territorial disputes are not made by bad people, or fascists, or communists, or socialists, or free enterprises. They're made by social conditions called the march of events. In other words, if the media were coming toward the earth, I can assure you that all nations would stop their armies and navies and share ideas with one another to try to divert that media away from the earth. Not because they do it, but because they're all threatened. All nations will join together on any common threat if they realize it. Yes.
I'm a mother of 7 children. Which of my 5 children should not be here so that way it would reduce the population of the earth?
Roxy, I have any science. Well, all I can say, if you want a world without war, without hunger, without poverty, it has to be in accordance with the carrying capacity of the Earth's resources. If you go beyond that, you're going to have trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It seems to me what you're saying is that you want fewer people, but who are you to designate who the people that should and should not be here? I'm raising wonderful, conscientious children.
No, he's not saying that at all.
I'm asking for clarification.
You have to listen and know more about this system. What he's proposing is a system based on the methods of science to produce abundance for everyone in the quickest time without polluting the earth. He's talking about a system based on the well-being of people and the environment. He's talking about a system that does not use money. As long as you use money, you'll have corruption, greed, crime, embezzlement. So he's trying to get rid of the root causes of the problem. We have enough goods and resources to take care of the entire population and even more if we use it wisely. But what we're doing today, we're doing mass killing by starvation, and we're against that. We're saying we have enough resources. If we use science and technology to the best of our ability without the monetary system to feed, house, and clothe everyone on Earth, we can do that today. That's what he's talking about.
Some kind of person comes up to me and he says, I had 10 children. So when I say, what are they for? What are they for? Just having children is not wisdom. Some young lady said to me, this young lady said, why am I here? She told me herself. I said, you're here because she wanted me to believe that she was here for a purpose. Everybody wants to believe that.